Bassman Dan.
Well, hello. I'm here today to make some kapusta. I'm going to have sauerkraut, kielbasa, a little bit of sprinkled onions, a little bit of butter, and it is going to be good. Stick around. I'll show you how I make it. It's really simple, really fun to make, and it tastes great and it fills you up. And with today, I'm shooting this the day after Fat Tuesday, so I had all my punchki yesterday. Got a craving for some more Polish food, so watch this. Well, here you'll see my Dearborn brand smoked kielbasa and my Kroger sauerkraut. Something I found new today is skinless stadium kielbasa from Kowalski. Now, normally I'll use a combination of Dearborn smoked kielbasa and Kowalski smoked kielbasa, but I couldn't find that, so I thought I would check out the stadium kielbasa and add that as well. But just in case, I did get 2 of the Dearborns so that I have enough for my wonderfully delightful kapusta with kielbasa. And I'm going to use a couple of pans here, and first I've got to cut this up. So I'm going to be cutting up my kielbasa here in just a moment. So I've taken the Dearborn smoked kielbasa out, and I found a cutting board. And I basically just grab a hold of the kielbasa and start cutting it up into little, like when you cut up the, well, you don't cut it up. When you buy your SpaghettiOs with Frank's, they've got them cut like this. And this is perfect to put into the frying pan, so that you've got it good to go. Normally I have a bigger cutting board, but I couldn't find it, so this will have to do for today. And this knife is great. That's one thing I got to tell you. My wife's got some great knives, and you got to stay on the good side of a woman who has a nice collection of knives, but I think we're safe. So this is getting good and cut up here. We'll come back as it's cooking and see what things are looking like. So I've got them cooking up over here, and I like to just make sure that they get all covered. And I washed my hands before I started. I washed my hands lots of times over the course of making any meal. But since I just cut these up with my hand, and they're not too hot yet, I'm just turning them over a little bit like that. But I've got utensils you'll see me use in a little bit later on. But this is going to be great. I love these things. Getting a little bit browner. It takes time. You can see that it's getting brown on the bottom there, so that's good. You get some caramelization on the outside of them. Oh my goodness. I even threw one of the whole stadium ones, the Kowalski, in there. I've got those cut up as well, but I think I'm going to have one of those while I'm cooking the sauerkraut, just as a snack ahead of the whole thing. So this should be excellent. It smells good. While that's cooking up, I'm going to rinse the sauerkraut. Now that's really simple. It's just a colander, and I run water on it. I don't want to get the camera wet, so I'm not going to put the camera over by the sink. I'm kind of paranoid about my Samsung camera. But I'll rinse it off, and then I'll have it ready, and we will be rocking, so it's going to be excellent. One of the things I also do is once I get this stuff cooked in here, I set it in the other pan, and I keep it simmering, and this is where I cook the sauerkraut. I'll put a little bit of butter in it, and then cook the sauerkraut right in this same frying pan. It's a deep one, so there's room for it. And so when these are done, sauerkraut will go in here, these will be sitting over there, and then we're close. Okay, so I've got these bad boys moved over to the back side. Got the nice brown stuff there from having cooked that. That's going to help me with the caramelization of the sauerkraut, which I've got right here. I've got my colander ready to rinse it. So the next thing you know, we'll be putting that sauerkraut in there. Okay, the sauerkraut is rinsed and sitting in the bowl. I'm going to put some butter and some onions in here. I just washed my hands again because I had them all in the sauerkraut while it was in the sink. Had to dry them off so that I could touch this camera. Okay, so here we go. I've got your butter. And I'm going to put that in there. Doesn't need a whole lot. Just enough to help with the onions and add a little bit of flavor. That should be plenty. And it's real butter. It's not that, foofy crap that, everybody hates. Okay, so I've put the sauerkraut in here, and after the butter I put in the minced onions. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. It's these minced onions. Sprinkle them across the bottom where the butter had melted. And then as I bring this around, folding it, I get more of the brown from having cooked the meat in there. And I like it, getting that brown, meaty flavor from the kielbasa. And once I think that the sauerkraut has gotten to the point where it's looking good, then I add them together and stir them in as best I can. It really fills the, I guess it's a saucepan more than just a frying pan, because it's deep. But, man, does it taste good. And then I sometimes will put it in, usually I'll just eat it out of here. But I've got this rectangular dish that I can put it in, and if I want to bake it a little bit and make the top crisp. But it looks like it's not going to need that today. It's looking pretty good. So rock on, Kapusta! So it's getting good. I am smelling it throughout the house. And you can see the steam coming off of it, so it's nice and hot. So I'll try to get the, I'm going to shut the kielbasa one off. Get that there. Save that lunchy one. There, yeah. So that's in there now. And I just stir them together. See, I gotta find a fork. Well, what's he need a fork for? Get this one. Oh yeah. That's good stuff. Ha ha ha! I'll set this on a plate over here. On its own. And I just let this, put it on a lower heat. And what I like to do is just get the flavors of the two main items, the kielbasa and the sauerkraut, into one another. So I can take this one, put it right over the top, and just let it set for a while on real low heat. And wow, it's great. Okay, let's see how this has been cooking up. Oh yeah, that is looking good. I'm actually handheld now with the camera as opposed to moving around the tripod like I was earlier, so I've got to find a way to hold it while I stir this a little bit. And it looks like it's coming along pretty good. Oh yeah. Man, I am telling you what. I love this stuff. The simple things in life really get me going. Kapusta. I got pierogi in the fridge, in the freezer. Kathy knows how to make the pierogi, so maybe later tonight I can have her make those. And then I can have them together. But certainly for lunch I can have this now. Oh, there's my finger in the way. Kapusta. So anyway, that's how I cook kapusta. And thank you for watching. Have a good one.